engulfing candle is a candle that is formed immediately, not immediately, but after we have swept liquidity, we must have a form of engulfing candle, a candle that bridges the other candles. That candle may also form a break of structure, or to my specification, I like it changing direction. So hello everyone, hope you're doing great. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through the trade that I am currently in. And one thing I want to set clear on this channel is that right now I'm not doing live trading, or I have not yet funded my account. The reason being is that I have challenged myself to at least have a record of 20 trades using the strategy that I have and the strategy that I am currently using, so that I can gauge myself and know my win rate and my losing rate, or my losing streak. So in the next 20 trades, I just want to have a journal. One of these fine day, I'm going to do a breakdown of how I journal and the reason behind my journaling. So on this, so moving forward, what you are going to expect is chart analysis and breakdown of how I ended up having trades, and how I manage myself while doing the analysis and post analysis, that is after executing a trade, because we also have to look at the psychological aspect of it, because more of trading is waiting. And we are going to be having sessions maybe later in the journey on matters to do with psychology. So let's get direct into today's video. So what you are seeing on your screen right now is the entry that I took yesterday, being on 8th June 2026. I took buys on gold, and the reason behind it is what we are going to cover now in this video moving forward. So as you can see, this is the trading view dashboard. So as you can see, the previous premium and discount level are still on the chart. I have not moved them. I'll be using them, I'll be changing them whenever necessary. So on Friday's trading, I'm going to start on Friday, because on Friday we had NFP, and also I'm going to do a breakdown on how NFP affect the market, because that's something that I want to include in my own trading system or my own strategy. But based on the news that came out, we had a positive outcome that gave the dollar strength, and that's why we had this down cross candle. And as you can see, it is a form of engulfing candle to the downside. So we had this break of structure. We broke last week's Thursday's swing row, or Thursday's row. After having this form of break of structure, I knew for a fact that we are going to have a form of retracement to the upside to fill in a form of imbalances, as you are going to see in the breakdown. So on the left hand, you are going to see that yesterday, before I entered the trade, we had this form of liquidity that were resting around this level, that is on Thursday's 26 March row, and Tuesday 24th March row. So, and also we had Friday we had Monday, we had Tuesday, we had Thursday, and we have Friday 26 on the week of 26 rows. And after we broke them, now that's when my interest of looking for trade entry came into play. So after discovering that, also another thing that gave me a clear confirmation is that we had this form of displacement after sweeping the liquidities that are allocated on the left side, because we have several liquidity that are located on the left side. So after we broke those liquidity, after we swept those liquidity, we had displacement. And also later I'm going to take you through my checklist. I have it written down as you can see here. I'm going to do a breakdown video of what makes me take a trade, and what makes me wait, and what makes me not enter any particular trade. So after sweeping the liquidity, I scaled down to the 4-hour time frame. And on the 4-hour, the work was just to observe, nothing more. So on the 4-hour, and also something that I have not mentioned is that I marked Friday's high and Friday's lows, because I always call them previous day high and previous day low, because they can be a form of manipulation, or they can help you to understand or to get some levels of entry or some levels of exit in the trade. So at this particular moment, after we broke structure to the downside, we had this up cross candle that is bullish. We had this bull candle that after we broke structure came to mitigate or to seek to balance the imbalance. And as you can see, we have this cross candle and this cross candle. Now this makes it a strong swing structure, to which I am currently observing. And as you can see right now, price is a bit choppy, it's a bit in sideways movement. So in the current trade that is running, what I did yesterday, after I had this engulfing candle, I pressed my stop loss to break even. So after marking this level on the 4-hour and getting to know that after we broke this structure, we had a swing formation around this level. That's why we are seeing price reacting this way at this particular level. So this will be a clear level for discount, but it was a premium level. And after getting to sorry so where was I? Let me go back from this level. So I'm expecting, or what I am currently observing, this level it's going to be more of a premium level, because we can see when price touches it rallies down. When price touches it rallies down. Yet as you can see around this level, this is where we have our discount zone. We broke to the upside with an engulfing candle, and right now we are in a sideways motion, generating or creating liquidity, so that we may have a form of liquidity sweep before heading to the intended direction. But overall we are bearish. Currently we are bearish. So when price come and crosses below this row, this candle's row, I'm going to shift the structure from bullish to bearish. But if price breaks this swing structures around here, because also we have a lot of retail traders pressing their stop losses above this row. We can see here we have relative equal highs, or double top, or whatever they call them. So if price comes and crosses above, I'm going to look for more opportunities to drive price to the upside. But if we are going to have a break of this row, I'm going to look for short setups, and it will be probably the next video. So after identifying our swing structures in higher time frame, on the higher time frame, now I'll scale down to the 60 minutes. I'll get back to you, ndakuja. So I'll get back to the 1 hour. Now on the 1 hour, what I am currently observing, or what I was observing, was a break of structure. Then we had this form of candle cross that had a strong displacement after sweeping liquidity on the left, as you can see, but I won't go into depth on it. So if you go back, you're going to see that on this swing, on the liquidity that I mentioned earlier was taken at around this level. That's why we had this form of candle closure. So we had this displacement, strong displacement, after sweeping liquidity on the left. So what I was waiting for was fail to break this swing structure, and we had that on this candle, this hourly candle. Now my next thing that I was going to look for was a shift in market structure. So I scaled down to the 15-minute, and on the 15-minute also we are going to see the sessions highs and sessions low. So I use ICT kill zones and pivot TFO. That's the only indicator that I am using to identify where the sessions high and sessions low are. So as you can see, yesterday, before we had this London open, we swept the Asian row with that candle that displaced. Then also, after forming the London high and London row, we swept the London row at this particular moment. So that also is part of the confluences, because my checklist is sweep in we must have sweep, then displacement to the upside. So in this case, we had sweep, we had displacement to the upside, so we could have looked for buys at around this level. But for in order for me to have a clear edge, or a clear stop loss, because when entering these trades, I specify in looking for, or getting the best zones for my stop loss to be at least in a good psychological level. So after we had after we swept the London row, that is a form of liquidity. Now what I was looking for was a change in market direction, or change of character. And as you can see also here, we had this engulfing candle that I have marked here. So we had this engulfing candle. What's an engulfing candle? An engulfing candle is a candle that is formed immediately, not immediately, but after we have swept liquidity, we must have a form of engulfing candle, a candle that bridges the other candles. That candle may also form a break of structure, or to my specification, I like it changing direction. So I'll scale down to the 5 minutes. Let me just, and on the 5 minute, as you can see, we had this engulfing candle. Now on the 5 minute, you are going to see it clearly. This is the engulfing candle that we had, forming a change in market direction, because this is the swing that was formed after we swept the, or before we swept the liquidity. So we had a change of character, and also that was not a clear confirmation, because I like to refine my edge or my entry level. So I waited for a break of structure for me to have a clear range, and for me to have a good stop loss, a good psychological stop loss area. So at around this level, after we broke structure to the upside, now I was looking forward. I was looking for any form of imbalance. Any form of imbalance include the fair value gap, the order blocks, the opening gaps, the optimum trade entry level. So in this particular moment, we had this fair value gap, but when you scale down to the 1 minute, now when you are entering, when you're looking for an entry level, you can scale down to even the second chart. But at this particular time, or at this particular moment, I'm using the 1 minute candle or the 1 minute time frame to have this good psychological level, because what I have observed over the past trades that I have taken is that after we have a strong change in direction, or change in shift in market direction, and then we have a good or a better break of structure, we tend not to retrace lower to the optimum trade level. That's another thing that I have come to notice, and I'm incorporating it in my strategy. So at this particular level, I had this psychological level known as the fair value gap, and immediately price returned to it, and we had this candle because I entered at this exact candle. So we crossed one candle the upside, then on the second candle open, I entered my trade, and after entering the trade, I scaled down to the 15 minutes now to look for clear levels to place my take profit and stop process. And at around this level, that is the 42.80, and I'm going also to make a video on which figures I look, because we have the 0.2 level, 0.8 level, we have 0.5 level, 0.3 level. I'm going to make a separate video explaining about it. So I entered at that particular time, and I pressed my stop loss around 42.80, and my take profit is at 43.80. But also, if I'm going to get a clear indication to the upside, I'm targeting at around 44.50, because it is a big figure, and this is where we have the next form of imbalance that price might want to balance before heading to the overall direction. But at this particular moment, when price moved from this level to this fair value gap that was located here, that's around 38 pips. So after 38 pips, I brought my stop loss to break even, and the current market price, or what I'm currently seeing, is that we had this form of liquidity sweep. Now we might want to reimbalance before heading to the downside. So I'm going to watch price keenly at this particular moment. But if price remember, if price break around this level, that is 43.50 level, I'm going to even look for today's setup, or I'm going to have a second entry on the next day. So that's it, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this video brought something to you, or something educative to your mind. So I'm going to be doing this moving forward. I'm going to be showing you the thought process of how I get into a trade, how I manage myself during a trade, and how I journal. more specifically of how I journal, because in the next 20 entries, that will be a series on its own. I'm going to be showing you guys what I am doing and the forward testing part. So with that, inshallah, goodbye.